give you 2 exercises to build your left hand. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So if you can remember the sticking, stupid easy. Right, left, left, right, left, left, right, left, left, right, left, forever. Just right, left, left. That's it. Right. So. Easy. Right. No accent. So every 5th note, you put an accent. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So what that does is makes you accent A, tweaks your brain a little bit because at first the 5 is sort of weird to hear, which if you just alternate it sounds, this is just right, left, right, left. So it's left, right, left, 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 then you get that tempo happening. So in your head you're hearing, right? So you're getting these accents. So the cool thing about that is it builds up your left hand because the first stroke is the right, it's the first accent. The next stroke is the second left. So it's the second stroke of that left, the double if you want to call it that. And if you write it out, I can write it out if anybody wants me to, just so you can see it. And then the third one is the down stroke of the double left. So when you look at it, here's an easy way to do it. So let's say I've got 3 circles. Use this pad. Then you visually can see it. Yeah, that'll work. Or I'll use this. That's so loud. I'll do it here. Can everybody see? I'll stand here. So picture like 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, okay? So the first accent will be here, the next accent will be in the middle, the last accent will be here. So it'll be. Does that make sense? Visually? Sounds terrible on this instrument. I'll just do it on the sounds. And actually on the drums you can hear it as a melody. Right? So this is also a cool soloing idea, just if you're stuck. Maybe I'll do it tonight when you're stuck. Looks easy, but try it. It's not super easy. And then you can also add feet, right? Let's see if I can do this. So you can have that going. Polyrhythm. And if you had another drum here, let's say you do it good exercise, and that's just the one. So does that make sense? Try it. It's hard. It's hard for me. The other one is taking a groove, right? So here's every groove you learn at the beginning. Is everyone following the board, or is this cool?
Loving it.
Okay. So take a groove, right? Simple groove. It could be rock, funk, whatever. And the band leader I'm going to pretend like I'm a band leader. Hey man, that's really cool, but play 16th notes. Okay, cool. So everybody would probably go. Or most people wouldn't do would be. Right? So then, because people, again, they forget about their left hand. And it's all, everything that's fast is your right, because that's what everybody does. Nobody ever goes. You know what I mean? So again, having a balance, which is, this is going to be great, you're going to love this. The plug on my snare drum is called the balance. So Ron, I don't know if you guys have met Ron. He built this drum for me. It's like, it's not a signature drum, but it's a drum that I designed with him. And I gotta say, it's like literally, I have played a billion snare drums, and this drum does everything really, really, really well. I might tune it around a little bit tonight so you can hear the range of it. But if you detune this thing, like, I'll show you really quick. Like, I'm not even gonna think about it. I'll kill these two lugs, and let's see if it sounds good. You get that dead. Killing, right? And I'm not even tuning this thing. I just detune two lugs, right? So then you crank these things back up, and let's just crank a couple lugs. To this day, I've not heard this drum sound bad, no matter what I do to it. All right, so crank these up. So it just sounds really good no matter what you do to it. And it's got a throw off that's off, loose, medium, and then tight. So when you want to play, you have that, and you could go loose. So it's a really cool drum, and I'm not just saying it. They're already sold out, so I don't even think you can get one. But I'm just really proud of it, and it's
What's the shell made of?
I chose to do alternating plies of walnut and maple because I have an old walnut drum that I love because it's very warm and it's very articulate. But then I wanted it to be a little bit more versatile. Like, if I basically designed this as if this would be the only drum I ever owned for the rest of my life. So there's no other options. Like, this is the one you get. So I wanted to be able to take it on any
Everywhere.
gig. And I can. I took it, I played at the Grand Prix in Montreal 2 weeks ago with it at an outdoor festival in front of 8,000 people. Sounded awesome. I played it with Charlie at a room the size of this stage. It sounded awesome. I've played it at the Lion King one night for half the show. Sounded amazing. So it just does everything really well. And the cross stick sounds amazing. So it's just a very cool drum. And Ron's a badass.
Beautiful.
He makes amazing stuff. Cool, we got plenty of time. Oh, so what I was talking about before I got distracted, sorry if this is like all over the place, is utilizing both your hands. So when you're doing singles, you're basically training each hand to be even. So if you can play be able to do both, and it should be clean. So my thing is, if you're here all the time, my left hand is constantly ghosting notes in grooves. So that groove is, you add the ghost notes and the other little connected things. feel bad. You can do that, you basically have all the 16th note ghost notes covered. So let's say you go. This whole other palette to work from instead of just. Which you're only tapping into like a very small amount of the stuff that you can do. And all of that little stuff to me makes, when I talk about feel, that's to me what makes things feel good, is that little stuff that you're like, man, why does that sound so good, or whatever. You could do these little drags, press rolls. I use that stuff. So instead of just going, right, I might go, which just has this little, you might not even really notice it, but it's like a lead in to that backbeat. The whole thing to me about a groove is like it's a rolling thing. You know what I mean? Like if you play, and again, it's dynamics. If you play that same groove, all the same, it doesn't have the same funk to it. It's like it's not quite there. Even though the notes, if you saw it written out, were played correctly, it doesn't have the dynamic thing. So like, let's say this is your measure of your groove, right? Boom, boom, bap, da, da, do, bap. Then you're back here. Boom, boom, da, 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 top, right? Your dynamic thing could be like up and down all through here in that one measure. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna play this measure loud, and then the next measure is gonna be soft, and that doesn't have any continuity to it either. Like a groove should be this ongoing thing that makes you bounce your head or tap your foot or sing the song or whatever. And it's the same thing with rock. John Bonham did all this stuff really, really well, even though he's like crushing loud, you know. Most of the really good players that I like have that stuff down, and it's just it's hard for me to sit and go. Like it feels very unnatural to me. It feels very like I'm in a box and I can't get out, and there's like all your options feel like they're taken away. Does that sound different to you guys? I'll play two versions, right? And I'll just try to keep the same. And anytime I'm sitting down and playing a groove or whatever, I always try to have a bass line